Hi everyone, my name is Anne and welcome back to my channel. So for today I'm going to be doing an art haul video for you guys. This is a compilation of what I got for Christmas as well as my birthday. My birthday is actually not for another month, but I just felt like it kind of covered both. So yeah, I was really looking forward to going art shopping. I really enjoyed it and I thought carefully about the stuff that I got, so I definitely want to share with you guys what I bought as well as why I bought them. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be doing a haul video for you guys, so let's get started. So the first thing I want to show you is this big bulky thing off to the side. It's really not that bulky, but the camera view can only see so much. So this is a brush cleaner. It actually is collapsible, which is kind of neat, so you can put it away. I have no idea what this thing is for at all, but this thing was only a few dollars. It was really inexpensive at the local art store, and it serves the purpose I really need. I've been wanting this for quite some time. All you have to do is you take any brush that you've just washed and you hang it here. Just put it in between the coils and it hangs down so that all the water will come out properly. This is really useful for me because not all of my brushes have this little plastic thing around it, which makes it really easy to dry them. So especially the bigger brushes, they just don't generally come with that. So I always worry about how to dry them properly after each use, and this is perfect. So I'm really happy with that. So the rest of the stuff I got, I'm not even sure what to go with first. Let's try this. This is from Amazon. This is Odorless Mineral Spirits. I actually tried to buy Odorless Mineral Spirits before and by a different brand, and I bought totally the wrong thing because it was labeled wrong on Amazon. But luckily this one seems to be correct, and this is to help you to kind of liquefy the colored pencils and make it look really smooth. And I definitely wanted to try this. I'm not sure if I use enough colored pencils for it to work, according to what I've seen some artists say who use it a lot, but I really wanted to try it anyway. It was kind of inexpensive and they shipped it here for free, so I can't really complain. So yeah. I also got this from Amazon. This is the Royal and Langnickel Aqualon watercolor brush sets. They have quite a few sets on Amazon. They're around $22 each or $20. I can't remember which one. And I think that's a pretty good price because you get 13 brushes in this set. I went with the round set because although I have all of the bigger sizes already quite a few times, I really wanted the tiny brushes size for small details. I've been kind of wanting more small brushes for small details, and it's a little extravagant because I don't really need it. I have plenty of brushes, but it's been on my wish list for so long. I just really wanted to get it finally and try them out. So yeah, I definitely wanted to try this out, and I think I'm going to open it here as well so you guys can see what they look like. How do we open this? I've been wanting to open these for a while, but I keep putting it off because I want to make this video first. So it might be a good idea to open it with you guys. There we go. No, not yet. Good packaging. That is very secure. Alright. Another reason why I wanted to get these is an artist that I follow on YouTube. One of the first artists I ever followed on YouTube. She's also a crafter. She always mentions these as being good because they have these really cool clear handles, and they do, and they have a little like scratching bit at the bottom, which is useful for certain effects with watercolor. So these look so pretty. I don't know why, but I'm digging the clear handles so much. These are really neat. They feel like pretty good quality. I just love that they put, I love when the brushes put these little plastic things, and I just lost one. Oh my gosh. Because it just makes it so much easier to keep them and clean them and make sure that the bristles don't bend while they're sitting in my cup. So yeah, this is really neat. And I will leave a link to all of these items on Amazon if you want to grab them for yourself in the description below. So the next thing I got from the local art store, get rid of these bits. was this Pentel Aquash water pen. I already have all of these sizes, and by the way, I can't read kanji, but I had my husband double check that this was the small size. I hope it is. Yep, he got it right. So I got this because I thought this would be the most economical way for me to try out a brush pen without really diving into it. They had the Copic, I think it's Gasei Fude brush pen. I forget if that was the term, but the Copic one in stock, and it was like $6, but this, after my member discount, was only $4. So I thought I could try to fill this up with my Dr. P.H. Martin's Bombay ink. I hope that won't clog this. I'll have to double check before I do it, but I thought that might be a really nice way to try out brush pen without diving in it too much. So yeah. I was also really happy that the local art store Art Friend had finally restocked Copic products, like finally. I have been waiting so long, and I had kind of given up hope that they would stock anything but the black multiliners. And I do kind of wish that these were SP multiliners. I don't know if they even make SP multiliners out of the colored ones, but I really prefer them since they're not disposable and I can replace the tips if I break them. But I wanted to get some anyway in case I never see them again. So I got the Sepia in 0.05, which goes along with my Copic drawing pen. This was just a bigger size, so I thought this was a nice line variation. And I got the pink in 0.05 and 0.3. So I thought I'd just try them out. I wouldn't have chosen pink myself if there was another option, but they only had black, sepia, and pink as individuals on the shelf. So I was kind of worried that I'd never see them again. I don't know, they did have a lot in stock, but I was kind of worried that if I didn't get it now, I might not get another chance for a while. And these were a really good price. I think they were only like $4.15 each, I think. And that's Singapore dollars. So that's actually better than what I've seen online. So the last two category of items I got is all watercolor. I went a little crazy. I bought a lot of watercolor. This is why I'm saying that this is kind of birthday and Christmas. And I also went crazy and I bought some watercolor palettes. And I know I've said in previous videos I didn't want to buy any more palettes, but the reason I got the two of them is because I was shopping for this one first. Ever since October, I've been asking my husband if he is passing by Daiso to check to see if the little ceramic petal palette that they used to have is there, because it'd be really good for ink washes. I didn't have any palette for ink wash and I really needed one, but they never stocked it. It's been so long. We keep checking and they don't even have any palettes at Daiso right now anymore. So this the Daiso here is like $2 Singapore per item, and this was only $1.80 at Art Friend, so I think that's a pretty good deal. But it is a bit bigger than I would like for ink wash. But still, I'm going to save this for ink wash only. And then because I was already in that aisle, I saw this sitting next to it and I was like, oh, I could really use a bigger palette. I mean, I have so many colors now that I kind of wish I had them all in one palette so it'd be easier to access everything. But after I bought so many other colors, I don't think everything will fit anymore. This is really big though. I mean, it was only $5 Singapore and you get these really large wells, and there's 28 of them. So I think that's the biggest one I've seen so far in person, or I'm not sure if I've seen anyone with a bigger one, but oh well. 28 wells is pretty cool. I will definitely find a use for that if I don't actually use it. And then I knew the main thing I wanted to get this year was more watercolor. And I do have plenty of watercolor as it is. I don't really need any more, but I mean, I got the once. I just really wanted more. So before going shopping, I did this smart thing and I made this chart for myself. So this is all the colors I already have, and then I wrote down all of the pigment information as well. So I'm trying to get into watercolors more and trying to understand the pigments a bit better, what makes one color good over the other kind of thing. I find it really overwhelming and hard to understand, but as I listed out all the information, it really gave me some insight to realize that some of the colors I was planning to buy, I already have the same exact pigment. So most likely that color is going to be exactly the same thing I already have, or only slightly different. So it'd be kind of a waste of money to get it over and over again. So I tried to plan using this, the colors that I purchased, so that I didn't really have anything like it. So I just wanted to get colors that would be unique to what I already have and useful, that would complement my palette and not be something that I'm just repeating by buying the same colors over and over again, but with just different names by different companies. So I did try to, you know, plan out everything that I was buying as much as I could, but I did buy a few colors that were really guilty pleasures that I just really wanted. So I'll just go through them really quick. I'm looking at 3 different brands this time. I wanted to continue with the Schmincke Horadam, and I kind of wanted to try the Winsor Newton Artist Grade, and of course I was really interested in Daniel Smith again. So luckily I was able to find all of these paints locally. The Schmincke Horadam and the Daniel Smith watercolors are actually pretty decently priced at the local art store, Art Friend. And the Daniel Smith, I actually found out there is an authorized dealer for Daniel Smith paints that has an online shop in Singapore, and I ordered it from them the first time. The prices I compared between like US websites and Amazon and the local shops to decide what would be the best way to go, and the local shop for the Daniel Smith paint was actually really decently priced, and they did give me free shipping with the amount of order that I placed, so I'm pretty happy with that. And if you want to know what shop I'm talking about, I'll leave it in the description below, so definitely check that out. So yeah, so for the Daniel Smith ones, I ordered these 2 larger tubes because they were out of stock of the smaller tubes. Actually, out of stock was a problem I had with a lot of these colors. I wouldn't have even gotten this Winsor Newton tube if it wasn't for the fact that this color was out of stock in the Schmincke Horadam set, or, you know, just in this type. So they just didn't have that one, so I decided to get it in Winsor Newton instead. Now I'm just rambling. So yeah, so the big tube I have here is really a guilty pleasure. This is Moonglow by Daniel Smith. It's like supposed to be kind of a special effect paint, and it just looked really cool. The price was not bad, so I went with the big one because I just really wanted to try it, and I didn't want to wait for them to get anything else in stock. And it's the same deal with this one. I just didn't really want to wait, and I just keep seeing this color suggested to me on Amazon, and I guess I'm susceptible because I totally decided to get it. Cobalt, Teal, Blue. But I mean, teal and aquamarine were my favorite colors growing up, so yeah, they're just really beautiful. So because my Schmincke Ivory Black, which is Pigment Black 9, was actually, it's almost out, it's really, I only have a little bit left, I wanted to try a different black. And a lot of the artists that have a long history of doing watercolor, they're really experienced, they always kind of put down black color watercolor, and I don't really agree with it for my own personal use. I feel like black is really essential for my type of style. Some people will say that the black watercolor just looks dead and they don't like it, but since I draw really gothic things, I feel like even if it looks dead, that's actually a plus for me. So although I've been feeling like I don't really love the ivory black, I decided to definitely get something else. So while I was looking at the Daniel Smith page, I found this Lunar black, and this is Pigment Black 11, so it should be a little bit darker, and the swatch online was kind of, it looked like it granulates a bit, and it looked like it'd make a really cool background like sky, so I definitely wanted to try that. But since a lot of the experienced watercolorists say that Paynes gray is better than just black, I did decide to get a Paynes gray. I got it from Schmincke. I did check between all 3 brands to see what Paynes gray to get, and I just felt like the Schmincke like mix made more sense to the type of colors I use, because they use a red, a blue, and a black to mix this. So I'm gonna give that a try and see how it goes. Another guilty pleasure color I got was this one. It's Daniel Smith Neutral Tint. According to the website, you can add this to any color and it'll just make it a darker version of that color without making it muddy. And that kind of intrigued me, and it might be a gimmick, but I fell for it. And these were on a slight sale. The smaller tubes were slightly cheaper. They're actually the cheapest ones I bought. They were around, I think it was $6.82, but I'm not 100% sure. The Winsor Newton tube was $7.60 after my membership discount at Art Friend, and the Schmincke tube was like $8 something at Art Friend. So these were actually the cheapest, so I did kind of splurge a bit more here. So yeah, the next colors I got, I just felt like these colors could fill a hole in my current palette. I haven't really been too happy with the yellows I have, and this one is suggested a lot online. It's New Gamboge. Although a lot of people I read talking about New Gamboge said it's better to get the one that has a single pigment. This one has two pigments, you can see there, but I couldn't really find anything that had a single pigment, so I just went with this one. It was a good price, and I'm just hoping it's not too close to yellow ochre to be useful, but I'll find out. I haven't swatched any of these yet. I also got this burnt sienna, sorry, I got this burnt umber because I don't really have a good warm brown. I have something similar with the other Daniel Smith colors if I mix them, but the other two browns I have are more reddish, so I wanted something good and dark and rich. I got the Phthalo Blue green shade from Daniel Smith also because I noticed that this is a color that a lot of people who do like paint-alongs and such on YouTube always mention using, but I actually don't have it. My previous set has ultramarine, Prussian blue, and cerulean blue hue, and then of course I have the Mayan blue. So I thought this would be really necessary for my palette and might be a good addition. This one was kind of just a, I kind of want it. It's Viridian, and this is a single pigment color as well, and I didn't have any greens like it, so I hope that once I swatch it, it's also unique and useful. On that note, I also got this one, which a lot of people mention when they're like telling you the type of the paints that they use in their palettes, is sap green. This is a mixed color, so I guess they call it a convenience color, but I wanted to give it a try. I did compare the sap green just like I did the Paynes gray between all three companies, and I actually would have preferred to get the Schmincke one, but they were out of stock. And I wasn't sure if I liked the sound of the mix for the Daniel Smith. I don't quite understand pigment, so I don't know if that actually is the best mix or what. But they did have a stock of the sap green for the Winsor Newton, so I thought I'd give it a try. And the last color that I picked up, I really wanted a dark red. I have only two reds, a cool and a warm red, so it's really all I need. I guess I do have this pink too. But I just really wanted something darker. And I noticed a lot of the reds for Schmincke are like series 3 and 4, so Daniel Smith is actually a bit cheaper, and some of the reds I was looking at were really not great because I've heard this name quite a few times. I can't even remember which one it is, but it turns out that that color is fugitive, so it will fade really quickly. So I wanted to look for a red that isn't fugitive, that won't fade quickly, and is also a single pigment. Sorry, I keep tripping over the word single today. I don't know what's wrong with me. But yeah, so this one is a single pigment, and it looks like it should be a good color. It's Quinacridone Magenta. Quinacridone Magenta. Sorry, I always trip over that one too. So yeah, hopefully these will be a nice complement to my current set. I'm still kind of hoping that they would fit in my new palette, but we'll see because I added quite a few more than I expected to. But I'm kind of excited about this. I don't know if I'll ever need more watercolor ever after this, but it was so much fun to get these, and I put a lot of thought into it, so I hope that it will really help me in the future. So yeah. And that is the haul, so I really hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, definitely give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below to let me know. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. I post art related videos every week. And I also want to say Happy New Year's to everybody. I'm actually recording this on New Year's Eve, so by the time you see this, it'll already be the new year. So I really hope that you guys have a happy holiday and that 2017 turns out to be everything that we hope for and more. I'm really looking forward to seeing where I'll be at the same time next year. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!